Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer Online action. As you can see, today I'm going to be taking the High Elves. My forces are indeed led by Tyrion. We're going to be facing off against the Lizardmen, who are led by Kroq-Gar, so definitely in for a wild fight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the army compositions. For myself, my front line is a mix of spears on the flanks with Phoenix Guard, 2 Phoenix Guard, and white lines of trace. So the Phoenix Guard, of course, have anti-large armor piercing. They're very good against all the dinos, so they're very good in this matchup. They also trade, effectively with the Saurus. They don't have the armor piercing to really get through the 100 armor of these guys. They also have a nice physical resistance as well. They cause fear. Really great units overall. Expert charge defense. We've also got the White Lions. These guys have armor piercing. The Saurus don't have great armor, but Temple Guard do, and Saurus do have 60 armor, so the armor piercing helps there. And of course, Spearmen to help support the flanks. Here in the rear, I have 3 units of Lothern Sea Guard. No shields here, as the Lizardmen are in a heavy skirmish faction, so you can go ahead and cut those for the cost. We've got 3 of them to help focus fire dinos, and of course, if they compromise the back line, these guys have spears to help defend themselves. We've also got a Lore of High Magic spellcaster here. She's got Shield of Sapphire and just Apotheosis and Arcane Unforging for some healing and some direct damage. So very good stuff. That's about it for my build. Oh, I also have this Phoenix here, of course. Flamespire Phoenix. He's got the bombs and the terror. Lots of other good stuff here. So if we have a look at the Lizardmen army over here, you can see he's gone pretty heavy on the laser lizards. He's got 3 laser lizards, 4 units of skinks with javelins, 3 Temple Guard, 1 unit of Kroq-Gar and Kroq-Gar. So no magic, but lots of ranged firepower. So let's go ahead and kick this into full gear here and watch and see what happens. So just going to be advancing my forces, of course, since my opponent has missile superiority. Definitely just want to try and get my archers in range here and engage his troops as quickly as possible. You can see I'm spread out across a really wide area, whereas he's kind of bunched up in this really tight formation here. So it's going to be tough for him. I'm going to be able to get a nice full surround here if he doesn't spread out. But you can see the bombs coming in now from the Phoenix, the flaming Phoenix feces, as I like to call it. Doing quite a bit of damage on those Temple Guard all the way across the line. Taking out a few unit models on each of them, which is really, really nice for me. Any damage I can get down on these guys is great. That being said, Temple Guard are outclassed by Phoenix Guard. You look here, these guys have 85 armor, 42 weapon strength with 29 armor piercing, 31, 32. These guys have a lot better melee stats. Let's see. Actually, these guys are 32, 38 compared to 50, 52. So, I mean, Phoenix Guard just have incredible combat stats. You can see they're going to pretty much mop the floor here with these guys. The laser lizards have been blasting my poor mage here. She's feeling very bad about herself. But we're going to immediately get all the Lothern Sea Guard focus firing on Kroq-Gar. They don't have a lot of armor piercing, so it's going to take a while for them to get through the 100 armor of Kroq-Gar. But if given enough time, if they're allowed to just continuously fire over the course of the battle, they can definitely get some work done. You can see that ability going down there, that fiery cone. That is Tyrion's sword, Sunfang. So definitely a powerful ability, and one of the things that actually makes Tyrion a decent lord to bring. If you can get this on a nice blob of Saurus, or like there, I just used it on some Temple Guard, got some really nice work done, so definitely good there. The other thing about Tyrion is he has excellent combat stats, and he's very fast. For a heavy cavalry, lord, he has some excellent speed. You can see him narrowly missing a couple of narrowly being missed there by the laser lizards, but we're going to get these spears who have gotten around the back. They're going to get on these laser lizards and prevent them from firing. Meanwhile, this Phoenix is just over here tying up a bunch of skanks here, just not allowing them to get any kind of outflanking. Meanwhile, in the front line here, these White Lions are doing a good job of holding against the Temple Guard, trading very cost effectively in this engagement here. And Phoenix Guard versus Kroq-Gar is not going to go very well from the Kroq-Gar. As you can see, these big beasts being felled. And the Temple Guards as well, really struggling to get through the Phoenix Guard here. High Elf Elite Infantry trading very, very effectively here. Laser Lizards are mostly tied up at this point. Kroq-Gar's doing his best to try and catch Tyrion, but I'm just continually maneuvering him around. Just got through this gap here and came right around, so Kroq-Gar's just continuing to take that focus fire. We did get an Arcane Unforging on him as well, doing some direct damage and preventing him from using his abilities as much. But yeah, you can see in the front line, it's mostly just a major grind out at this point. The Lizardmen are kind of a grindy faction, and the High Elves can be as well. You know, they have heavy armor, you know, units with good defensive stats, just here to slug it out in this really grindy kind of battle. But at this point, Kroq-Gar is very, very low. You can see he's just continuing to take constant focus fire from these Lothern Sea Guard. And my opponent hasn't been able to get around into my backline any way, shape, or form to at least tie them down. So they are going to be able to see off Kroq-Gar here. Meanwhile, a lot of the Lizardmen forces, seeing their general route, their morale is going to get very low. Another beautiful Sunfang there, just roasts a ton of skinks. Absolutely just brutal. That's going to send a lot of them into terror from the Phoenix. Granted, the Phoenix itself just routed and got its healing proc, which is very nice. Now we're going to turn the attention of the archers over to the Bastiladons, which again, they're not going to do a lot of damage, but given enough time, they'll be able to work through the armor there. And the Phoenix Guard as well are not a good place for the Bastiladons to be. They're going to rout off. Kroq-Gar did briefly come back here, so we're going to get Tyrion into combat with him. Tyrion will take a lot of damage here, and this is why I was pretty much running away with Tyrion the entire battle. As you can see, just a few swipes from Kroq-Gar, and he's taken a lot of damage already, despite me popping that healing on him, that apotheosis. But just with the continuous focus fire here from the Lothern Sea Guard, you can see them just firing away constantly. Tyrion is going to be able to see Kroq-Gar off, and that will be a victory for the High Elves. So, hope you guys enjoyed watching that. Well played to my opponent. Look at the army breakdown here. Both the Phoenix Guard got an XP chevron. Didn't get a lot of kills overall, but I mean they were faced up against Temple Guard, which is a fairly low model unit. They were also fighting up against those monsters and the Kroq-Gars as well. So excellent performance from the Phoenix Guard. I really, really like these guys in this matchup. You know, I was kind of low on the High Elves at first, but I'm starting to learn how to use them, and I think they're a pretty good faction. I mean, before I said they were good, but I didn't know if they were top tier. I'm starting to think they could potentially be top tier. We just need to kind of learn how to use them a little bit. The Spearmen doing well on the flanks as well, just kind of holding off those skinks and getting around into those laser lizards. The Flamespire Phoenix got a really nice initial bombing run and then was able to tie down those skinks for quite a while. The Lothern Sea Guard, although they didn't get any kills or chevrons, these guys are really MVPs here, helping take down Kroq-Gar. He's an absolute menace. For my opponent's build, probably not ideal. I'd probably cut one solar engine for a revivification crystal. That way you could get a little bit of extra healing. Maybe get Skink Chief as well, or Skink Priest rather. That way you have some kind of magic. You can get like Flock of Doom. Plus he gives a charge of Cold-Blooded, which is always nice. His Temple Guard just really didn't trade all that effectively in the front line. I mean, it wasn't cost effective for them to have them on the White Lions or the Phoenix Guard. While the Skinks didn't do a whole lot either. The Kroq-Gars getting matched up on Phoenix Guard was pretty rough, and the solar engines were not even able to take down my high magic mage. They probably should have been targeting the infantry, to be honest, while they were charging. He could have done quite a bit of damage to my Phoenix Guard from range, and that may have turned the battle in his favor. But just some thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I sure enjoyed playing it. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. I'm keeping it coming with more Total War Warhammer 2 every single day, so stay tuned for more, and we will see you next time.